What's going on, everybody? Aaron from Cat Donkey here once again, coming at y'all live through the interwebs with another video. I'm so sorry that I have been away for so long, guys. It seems like it's been forever since I've made another video. A lot of stuff to cover in tonight's video, though, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. Great weekend of NFL playoff football this evening and yesterday as well. Saturday and Sunday, we had 4 games to look into. Let's jump right into it. So the first game that we had, which arguably was one of the more controversial games of the day, Saturday, was between Tennessee and Kansas City. Now, this game ended up being ending on a score of 22-21 in favor of the Tennessee Titans. Now, obviously, the big statistic here with the Kansas City Chiefs, of course, is they went into the half. At the end of the first half, they were up 21-3. Alex Smith had a near flawless first half going, I forget the exact numbers, but he was damn near perfect in the first half. And then it all went downhill when Travis Kelce got injured, went out with a concussion, and the Tennessee offense literally did not score a single point in the whole entire second half. Literally one field goal would have made the difference. So, and also Marcus Mariota. Hey, don't do that. Stop that. No. Sorry about that. But Marcus Mariota threw his first career touchdown pass to himself off a batted pass by Darrelle Revis, or was it Marcus Peters? I think it was Darrelle Revis. But needless to say, Kansas City's got a lot of question marks. I think they need to fire their defensive coordinator, personally. I think they need to make some big adjustments defensively and make a few tweaks on the offense, but not very many there. Their offense is fine. It's the defense that really needs some work. And arguably, the coaching staff needs to realize that they have a decent football team. It's just when it comes to the playoffs, the Chiefs choke. They're the choking Chiefs. What more do you want to say? Their last 5 home playoff games at Arrowhead Stadium, they have lost. Last 5 home games. I cannot remember another team that has lost 5 straight home playoff games. In a stadium like Arrowhead, that shouldn't happen. Arrowhead Stadium is one of the more classic fields in the NFL that's known for being noisy and one of the best fields to have home advantage in. It's a rowdy stadium. You can't lose there 5 times in a row in the playoffs. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's not a shoot. It's not good. So Andy Reid's got a lot of questions to answer for his coaching staff and for his team, but mostly on the defensive side. So Kansas City, sorry, but your season's over, and the Titans are moving on to play the New England Patriots. On Saturday, we had the Atlanta Falcons versus the LA Rams, and this game was pretty much a dominant play defensively by the Falcons. A lot of people are giving credit to Matt Ryan and his performance, and he played very well. I'm not gonna discredit his performance at all. But the way that Atlanta's defense played against the high-powered Rams offense was by far one of the greatest performances defensively that I've ever seen. It was really, really good. They scored and they outscored LA 26-13 to win the game. And you know what? It was a very steady performance by Atlanta throughout the entire game. They were up, I think, 13-0 at one point, and LA started to make a little bit of a comeback. But football is kind of like basketball. An old high school coach of mine told me this one time, or told our team when I was playing high school basketball. I said, basketball is a game of runs. Teams make runs all the time. It's the key to winning basketball and football as well is which team can have more runs and more positive runs that lead to more effective scoring and ultimately winning the game. And this is what happened with Atlanta. Atlanta had more efficient runs throughout the ball game that led to their victory. And Matt Bryant, got to give that guy some credit. Matt Bryant hit, I think it was 4 or 5 field goals in that game. Really well done. It's why he's one of the best in the league, up there with Vinatieri, Sebastian Janikowski, Steven Gostowski. Hopefully Jake Elliott can be in there someday. So because it looks like he's going to be a good one for a while. And of course, can't discredit the late great Greg Zuerlein, who played very well this year, of course, but it unfortunately was on the IR. Now, for the LA Rams, what does this mean? Hey, y'all are a young team. This was your first playoff game. I think there may have been only 3 Rams on the team, the whole squad that had actually been in a playoff game. Out of the whole 52-man roster, you're talking 3 guys that have actually even been in a playoff game. So it's a really, really big deal that this was a young team and a young coach going into their first playoff game at home against the defending NFC champions. I mean, I got to give them some credit. They played their hearts out to the very end. But y'all will be back next year. Trust me. The Rams, I think, are going to be the next Seattle Seahawks of the NFC West. So this is just the beginning for them. But their season comes to an end. So now moving on to the Sunday games. The first game of the afternoon started at 12:05, and I was a little upset that they had this game at 12:05. I feel like these games should have started in the afternoon, similar to the Saturday games, but I do understand that as well with TV scheduling. I didn't realize that the Golden Globes were actually on that night, and the NFL didn't want to compete with that. Plus, NBC was broadcasting they have Sunday Night Football, and of course the Golden Globes were broadcast on NBC. So anyway, without getting into the media jargon, they had the 12 o'clock game, which was between Buffalo and Jacksonville. Yes, you heard me right. The Buffalo Bills versus the Jacksonville Jaguars was a wild card playoff game, and it was a pretty decent game. I mean, I'm not going to lie, it was not a high scoring game. The Jaguars won by a score of 10-3, and the Jaguars really had a great outing defensively, of course, not allowing a touchdown to the Bills and holding them in check pretty much the whole game. It was a great showing, and I'm telling you what, Cowboys fans, I know y'all love Zeke, and Zeke is a great football player, but Jalen Ramsey will be the next best cornerback in this league. That is a given. After this performance against the Bills, and I think he's going to have many more like this in the future, Jalen Ramsey is going to solidify himself as the next best corner in the game. So watch out, Richard Sherman. We got a new kid in town, and his name is Jalen Ramsey. So, and let's not also leave out the fact that Blake Bortles, he ran for more yards than he threw in that game. The last person to do that was, in a playoff game, was Michael Vick. Kind of two completely different people to compare to in terms of statistics. But Blake Bortles did what he needed to do to get the job done. Hello, baby. That's my cat. But anyway, Blake Bortles did a phenomenal job with running the football. He did not, it's all about improvisation. When it comes to playoffs, you got to do what you got to do. Just win, baby. Just like the Oakland Raiders say, just win. And Blake Bortles did what he had to do to win. Did he play well? No. Most people are going to say no, but he played well enough to win the ball game for the Jaguars. And they go up there and they play the Pittsburgh Steelers next weekend, who they beat when the defense really showed up for that game. And Big Ben threw 5 turnovers. So we'll see what happens there. I'll be doing a preview of picks for next weekend because, of course, my Birds are going to be playing the Falcons next weekend. But the Jaguars are going to be moving on to play the Pittsburgh Steelers at Heinz Field next weekend in the divisional round. Now, for the final game of the day and of the wild card weekend, we had Carolina at New Orleans. And I watched this game very closely because I love the Saints offense and I love Carolina's offense as well. I like Christian McCaffrey, Devin Funchess, Cam Newton, of course. You got a lot of great studs on that offense. But I was really looking forward to seeing the New Orleans Saints and how they were going to perform in the playoffs with Drew Brees at quarterback. And you got that big tandem of Ingram and Kamara leading the backfield. Now, here's the big thing, and this should scare many teams in the NFL. Okay? Alvin Kamara had one touchdown. It was a 2-yard touchdown. Mark Ingram didn't have a touchdown. I believe they combined the New Orleans Saints backfield, which is, of course, Ingram and Kamara, combined for, let's see here, they had 19 carries. This is between the two of them. 19 carries, 45 yards, one touchdown. That is an average. Alvin Kamara had an average of 2.3 yards per carry. Mark Ingram, 2.4. So it's pretty insane when the backfield of the New Orleans Saints had one touchdown and less than 50 yards rushing, and the Saints still managed to put up 31 points on a very good Panthers defense. Now, why is that? I can tell you with 2 words. Drew Brees. Drew Brees is an MVP quarterback. He's a Super Bowl champion. He led this team and literally put them on his back, completing 23 of 33 passes for 376 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wonderful outing by Drew Brees. Wonderful outing by him. And this was against a division rival that they will have played them 3 times now, and the Panthers are no joke. I mean, you can't win 3. I mean, they basically swept their divisional opponent, and that's not an easy thing to do. The last time they did this, or the last time that I'm trying to remember when the last time it was. They showed it on Fox, but the last time it's been a long time since the last time a divisional opponents, one of them swept the other by playing again in the playoffs. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with New Orleans, and this is the matchup that I personally wanted to see just as a football fan. New Orleans versus Minnesota. In my opinion, the league's best offense in New Orleans versus the league's best defense in Minnesota. It's going to go down. I'm looking forward to the Eagles game, but that Minnesota Saints game is going to be right up there next in line of my top games to watch for the divisional round this weekend, and I assure you it will be the best one of the weekend. That's for damn sure. Anyways, guys, what we're looking at for the divisional round, of course, my Birds play the Falcons. I'm going to be doing a preview on that specific game later on, so more thoughts on that later. We got Tennessee versus the Patriots, and then we've got Jacksonville versus the Steelers, and, of course, the Saints versus the Vikings. So I'm going to be doing a preview video of the Eagles versus Falcons game, probably sometime Monday, Tuesday-ish, since the game's going to be on Saturday. And then I'm going to have my picks for each game up later this week as well. Anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all stopping by and watching this video. I know that it's a pretty long video, but I wanted to get my thoughts on this wild card weekend, because it surely was a wild card weekend, that's for sure. So, anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching Cat Donkey. Please hit subscribe to get notifications of when I upload my latest videos on NFL or anything sports related, or hell, even news related, whatever. I like to do all sorts of stuff on here, so it's no big deal to me. Also, please leave a thumbs up, and if you like the commentary, please let me know. Who do you all think is going to win this weekend in the divisional round? Let me know below. Again, thanks, guys. This is Aaron from Cat Donkey signing out. Until next time.